Hello folks, my name is LazierBandit and this is of course Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. We are playing the HD edition, which was released on the PlayStation 3, and Metal Gear Solid 2 is a game which I have played many times. Got the Platinum Trophy on it about this time last year, so I know the game pretty well, although knowing my memory I'll still make a lot of mistakes. As you can see, the game's actually divided into two sections, Tanker and Plant. In terms of the save file, we'll go all the way through, but I'm going to actually split this Let's Play into two sections, and we'll just play on normal. I've completed the game on extreme mode once, and that was quite enough. Set up all the radar on that, and then away we go. Now, as usual, in the cutscenes, I'll try not to talk over the characters too much, and in Metal Gear Solid there is a lot of talking. There's going to be a lot of cutscenes in this
the Hudson River. 2 years ago.
In this Let's Play, as you can
We
tell.
had classified intelligence that a new type of Metal Gear was scheduled for transport. The whole thing stank, but our noses have been out in the cold too long.
And we have the welcome return of gravelly David Hayter as Solid Snake. Now I remember watching this cutscene for the first time when I got this game on PS2 and just being like astounded by the quality of the rain and the weather and stuff, because it looks properly stormy. And it was just like the most epic thing ever, because we've been waiting for this game to come out for what felt like forever. So when we finally got it, this opening scene, even though it's just a guy walking along a bridge, was really cool. And I'm pretty sure there's meant to be some sort of suspense element as to who this guy is, but there's no prizes for guessing. You'll also notice the very ambient music. The composer was a new guy for this series, Harry Gregson Williams. And don't throw cigarettes over bridges, that's naughty. Don't copy that. Yeah, I think his name's Harry Gregson Williams. He's a movie composer, but he did a really good soundtrack for this game. And just as you thought you were going to see who the Cloaked Man is, he engages his stealth camouflage. So now it really is becoming obvious who this is. I've never quite understood how he managed to set that bungee rope up so quickly, but there you go. If we start to question that much in Metal Gear Solid games, we're going to have to question everything, so we'll just have to accept it, I think. Harry Gregson Williams, I got his name right, I think I said Harry Gregson Williams. And here he is, of course. Solid Snake. And that whole electricity thing, the shot's actually based off the first Terminator film, when Arnold Schwarzenegger's character transports back in time. Hideo Kojima's like famously big fan of cinema. So quite a few shots in the Metal Gear series are meant to be sort of inspired by movies and stuff like that, and that's probably one of the most well-known ones.
He'll know soon enough.
And already it looks like Revolver Ocelot's back. The plot thickens. What are we doing on this boat? Why has Snake grown a mullet in between the games? So many questions. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. What a game.
This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting, huh? I'm at the sneak point.
Everything going okay?
The stealth camo's busted. Landing impact.
We must have overused it. Sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with it. You're not in the military anymore.
Right. I didn't plan on relying on this gadget anyway.
The private sector's not so bad, is it? Privacy guaranteed?
I'm happy as long as no one gives me any more unwanted gifts.
You mean that thing with Naomi?
And I can't say I miss the chattering nanny.
Mei Ling's not so bad. That reminds me, I have to get in touch with her again about that new Natick flashware.
Diverting toys from the SSCEN again? Look, give her a message from me. Someone will find out, sooner or later. She's better off assuming it sooner and quit while she's safe.
Too true. Okay, Snake, let's get to work. You know how the technical specs of Metal Gear were sold on the black market after Shadow Moses?
All Ocelot's doing.
Exactly. And now
Nice
every
little
state
plot recap for us here.
has its own version of Metal Gear.
Not exactly a classified weapon for today's nuclear powers.
This new one seems to have been designed to wipe the floor with all the other models. The only consistent description is that it's an amphibious, anti-Metal Gear vehicle.
That explains why this one is under Marine Corps jurisdiction.
So it's pretty cool in this one how they fully animated the codec
The
cutscenes.
mission objective is to make visual confirmation of the new Metal Gear being transported by that tanker and bring back photographic evidence. But I want you first to go up to the top level of the infrastructure, to the bridge. We need to find out where the tanker is headed.
A little reconnaissance, huh?
There's too much we don't know about this new prototype. Capabilities, deployment method. We don't even know how close it is to completion. If we know where the testing arena is, I can start to draw some reasonable conclusions.
All right, I'll head to the bridge ASAP.
Try to avoid confrontations. Our goal is to collect evidence on Metal Gear development and expose it to the world. It would be best if you could get out of there without alerting anyone.
Don't worry, I know the drill. We're not terrorists.
Very good. Don't you forget that you're part of Philanthropy now, an anti-Metal Gear organization and officially recognized by the UN.
Recognized, but still fringe, Otacon.
So as you can see, as I said, this is going to be a cutscene heavy game. We are now like 5 minutes in and we've not actually played anything. But it's really worth sticking with it. The story in Metal Gear just gets insanely cool. It's really in-depth and really in-depth and really sort of just full of twists and turns and conspiracy and stuff like that. I know I'm talking over this cutscene, but it's pretty much just an explanation of the shooting mechanics and things like that, and I'll probably talk through most of that as I compare it to Metal Gear Solid 1. You can see by like the radar and stuff like that it's a very similar game. With the later games they did sort of really change the sort of approach of Metal Gear, especially in like I think it's called Subsistence version of 3, and in 4 like the camera was way different, sort of giving you a behind the shoulder, more sort of classic third person game camera. But this one's pretty similar to Metal Gear Solid 1, but with quite a few sort of tweaks and improvements to make the game sort of next gen as it was at the time.
These are nice upstanding Marines, not terrorists. Don't get caught, you're in stealth mode.
So that's why we've only got a tranquilizer gun.
A little beauty sleep never hurt anyone. By the way, Otacon, are you sure of this intelligence?
Absolutely. Hacked it out of the Pentagon's classified files myself.
Nice boy.
Oh, please, I'm too good for that.
But this might be a trap. Remember, there's a price on our heads.
You're just being paranoid.
I hope so. Those men, you wouldn't think they were anything but civilians from here.
With all the ships passing on the river and in the harbor, putting uniformed Marines on the deck would be a bad idea. People can get a clear view of the water from Riverside, too.
The water line is too high. According to the navigational plans, this ship should have discharged its cargo upriver.
It's in there, no doubt about it.
The military trains you to watch for threats from the stern on a boat. That's SOP for counter-terror ops, too. Security should be tighter.
You worry too much.
Where's the target?
Satellite surveillance is a major international pastime these days. I'd say the cargo holds, safely below the deck. Do you see the entrance to the holds?
Looks like there are a few.
So that's where we need to go, giving us not such a subtle hint. And it's pretty cool actually in this one. There are multiple ways to get into this level. Now what is going on? It's all kicked off. And as you can see, this game is really gory. I mean, MGS1 had its moments, like with Grey Fox in the the corridor in the labs. That was pretty gory, but this game has a lot of, as you can see, neck stabbing and blood clouds and all sorts, and being on the PS2 allowed them to make it a lot more gruesome.
Is that a chopper I just heard?
Affirmative. Probably another cavalry. What's their game? Hijack?
They're probably targeting the ship's controls.
Otacon, how many men do you need to take over a tanker of this size?
The ship is run by a computer, so I'd say about 18 people.
These are some pretty serious looking dudes. Now being led by the world's most Russian looking man.
No Marine barber touched that head of hair.
Okay, now he is definitely the world's most Russian looking man.
I'm transmitting a photo. Let's get an ID on him ASAP.
I'm on it.
Looks like the tanker's theirs now. KA-60 Kasatka.
I love how we can recognise what chopper it is just by sound.
Killer whale.
We need to get a fix on who they are.
Judging by their transport, aren't they some kind of military commandos?
Not necessarily. It could be the KA-62, the civil model.
Look, Snake, all we need is the photographic evidence of Metal Gear. As long as we have those, we can put it online and blow the whole thing wide open. So no pyrotechnics, okay?
All right. I'll do my best.
This isn't like Shadow Moses. Reach me if anything happens. The frequency's 141.12.
How can I check in and save my progress?
I'll do it. There's a frequency set aside for it. 140.96. Sorry, but no Mei Ling this time. Call me on the codec when you want to save.
What will we do without the Chinese stereotype voice?
Bridge. You need to be off that ship by then.
I'll be in touch.
Right, so at long last, I believe, we are in control of Snake. Yes, we are. So, as you can see, the game looks pretty different graphically from Metal Gear Solid 1, but in terms of gameplay, it's a very similar deal. One of the biggest changes they made was letting us aim in first person. So, with this tranquilizer gun, depending on where you shoot the enemy, it's going to make a difference. And as you can see, you can also like hang off objects and all sorts of cool new stuff. So the new state they added in this game, well, you could have sleeping enemies in Metal Gear Solid 1, but they just fell asleep of their own accord. But in this game, obviously, we've been given a tranquilizer gun, and we can put these enemies to sleep. Now, that's actually one of the most useful new techniques that Snake has, because if you kill a guard, then the rest of them are going to be alerted, because now their bodies stay there, they didn't disappear like they did in MGS1. But if they find them asleep, they're just like, wake the hell up. So let's make our way inside, shall we? Out of the cold. Because I think if you stay out there for too long, then Snake actually gets a cold and starts sneezing, and that can like alert other guards. And as you can see, we're leaving footprints because we've just been out in the rain, so you've got to watch for that out. Watch out for that as well, or they'll be going for the old classic, whose footprints are these? From Metal Gear Solid 1. And I was always impressed as well, like the shadows in this game were just crazy good for the time, and also
Freeze.
we can hold guards up now, which is pretty damn cool. And we can rob them for good items
Don't kill me.
by aiming at their heads in first person. My hands are currently going through his face. And he's dropped his dog tags. Now, as I said, I got the platinum trophy on this game, and to do that you have to like collect every dog tag in the game. It is, well, not every, but almost all of them. It is just such an annoying thing to do, because later on, hey, there we go, trophy. I'm playing this on a different account. I wasn't lying about the platinum, honest. Yeah, so it becomes really irritating trying to get them all, especially on extreme, because like the guards will try and punch you in the face and stop you if you're holding them up and stuff like that. So you'll remember Otacon just told us that we need to get to the ship's controls to find out exactly where they're taking this boat. So that's where we're headed now. A surveillance camera? and it is obligatory for me to bash out the Snake impression at every opportunity when I'm doing a Metal Gear Solid Let's Play, so I apologise in advance for all that. I believe... Oh, I thought there was a ration in there, actually. I think it's through the vents in here. Yep. Obviously the rations, just as useful as they've always been. And I can't remember, can you shoot the fire extinguishers with just a trank gun? Let's see. Yes. So you can use the trank gun, or any gun indeed, to shoot these fire extinguishers, and as you can see they release like a big cloud of gas, or smoke, whatever. You can use that to your advantage, whether it's to stun a guard or to... I believe you can actually light up like laser traps using the fire extinguishers. And there's another surveillance camera. It sort of hold your hands a bit at this early stage, but we're more than capable of dealing with these guys. So, oh no! See, Snake is sneezing. As I said, we've been outside in the cold, so he's going to sneeze. And if you sneeze, the guards are going to hear you. I was kind of hoping he'd sneeze then so that that guard would hear us to exemplify my point, but he's not going to. Now, what is through here? I won't answer that codec call because there's like a million codec conversations in this game, and trust me, we'll see enough of them as it is. Ah, now he's come in. Ooh, forgot about this guy. Where does he go? So this guard always comes in when you go into that room, and he's one of the dog tags that's actually really difficult to get, because he, as you can see, he was on his way out of the room, so you've really got to hurry up. Now you can actually shoot out the guards' radios as well, so that means when he wakes up he's not going to be able to call in for backup, but we'll just... Actually, I'll show you another cool thing. I'll probably do it wrong. Oh, balls. Yep, did it wrong. So I'll try and do it on this next guard. That's where you come up to him. Just stop sneezing, Snake. I'm just going to use a chaff grenade to get past this surveillance camera. You can press your back against the wall, but to be honest, it's a little easier if you do it this way. Although it does mean that I now can't see balls. I couldn't see him, so I'll try and shoot his radio. Yep, see? Can't use it. Sorry, sunshine. So, no backup for him, because we shot out his radio. And I just sneezed on his bum. Sorry, old chum. And here we are on the deck of the ship. So we can find out where the military are taking this secret version of Metal Gear. So basically, the story is that all different versions of Metal Gear are being built across the world now because Ocelot sold the plans onto the black market, and Snake is basically trying to stop the proliferation of Metal Gear, because obviously he's seen the destruction that can be wrought by it if it gets into the wrong hands. As the amount of Russian terrorists exemplifies, it can often fall into the wrong hands. And he was saying before that you could easily spot what was going on the ship from the harbour, so I'm wondering why no one's like, Jesus Christ, that boat's being attacked by Russians. But there you go, it's a stormy night, no one can see maybe. But the Russians are certainly coming at us in some numbers.
Snake, did you find out where that ship is headed?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. 35 degrees longitude, latitude around 58.
More than 500 miles off the coast of the Bermudas, out in the middle of the Atlantic. So the prototype is ready for solo testing. It's basically combat worthy. That area is outside the Second Fleet's operation.
So whatever the Russians are going to steal is going to be a pretty powerful weapon.
Marine Corps project, which means this prototype Metal Gear must be designed for independent deployment without any naval assistance. Anyway, analysis can wait till later. Snake, you need to go down to the hold to locate the actual metal...
Something's going on. A lady Russian? Well folks, in the next video we will go and investigate who that strange character outside was. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't be afraid to drop me a like, comment or subscribe if you haven't already. I've been LazierBandit, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.